Welcome to the Business of Style podcast with me, your host, Louisa Gabriel. I'm a personal stylist and image strategist who grew a successful six-figure business, and now I'm educating and empowering other personal stylists and image professionals just like you to do the same. So please keep listening to hear the lessons I've learned and the strategies I've used along the way that are guaranteed to take your personal styling career from side hustle to six figures too. Welcome to the latest episode of the Business of Style podcast. I hope you are all doing well today, and thank you for tuning in. Today's episode is all about mindset, and specifically, I want to share with you 5 mindset shifts that I made when growing my personal style business that really helped me grow it and make it a success. Now, I'm sure I don't have to tell you about the important role that mindset plays in being successful. Wherever you look, there's articles, there's videos, documentaries, there's books, all from highly successful people telling you how shifting their mindset was one of the key things that made them a success. And let's not forget about social media. You're seeing mindset all over social media. We get those inspirational quotes from the likes of Oprah and Michael Jordan, all designed to help us change the narrative in our mind from one of negativity and failure to one of determination and positivity. You've seen the hashtags, hashtag Monday Motivation, hashtag Monday Mindset, hashtag Success Mindset. We've all seen them. We've all shared them. And hopefully we've all paid attention to them, because the truth is that if you do want to be successful in your personal style business or in any area of your life, then your mindset is so important. So as cheesy as those quotes may be sometimes, they are actually worth taking note of. Every successful person will tell you how important mindset is. But it's not just as simple as kind of switching the narrative, that voice in your brain, from positive to negative, or suddenly deciding that obstacles are just detours on the way to success. That's a good mindset quote, right? Shifting your mindset to one that can actually help you be successful. It really starts with identifying how your current mindset is actually holding you back. What are the conversations that happen in your head? What are the specific reactions that you have that are no longer serving you and are holding you back? It takes so much more than just a simple quote, and you really do have to spend some time delving into your own beliefs and your own behaviors. So, as I said, what I decided to do today is not tell you how to go about shifting your mindset to one that will help you be successful with your styling business and being an entrepreneur, because that's not really my expertise. There's plenty of experts out there that you can tap into their resources and their expertise to do that. What I decided to do was to share with you some of the key mindset shifts that I made in my business. And these shifts really helped me get out of my own way and get on the path to success. And I have a feeling that some, if not all of you, will resonate with many of these shifts that I made. And hopefully it will provide you with some insight into the shifts that you need to make to grow your business. So let's dive into my mindset shifts. So, number 1, I stopped thinking that everything had to be perfect. So as a recovering perfectionist, this one was a big one for me. And I'm not going to lie, there are still days that it still is. It's always a work in process. I felt that everything in my business, and if I'm being completely honest, in my life too, had to be perfect. And what this did was it held me back so much and in so many ways. And it definitely held me back from actually just starting my personal styling business and even starting the Style Academy International. It took me such a long time to realize that there really is no such thing as perfect. And you know what? People don't actually expect you to be perfect. It doesn't matter if there is a typo in your social media post or if that image on your website is like, I don't know, a millimeter out of alignment. When you are providing something of value to people, when value that they are going to be focused on, it's not what font you are using. It's not if the image is out of alignment. And actually realizing this, it's going to save you so much time obsessing about that millimeter and getting everything in alignment and spending hours and hours trying to choose the right font. It's actually going to help you save all that time and put that time and energy into just taking that step and getting started. People connect with people. And we are all real and none of us are perfect. And people don't expect perfection. In fact, for a lot of people, when they see something that just looks way too perfect, that actually can scare them and put them off. So that was a big one for me. And as I said, it's something that I continue to work on in my business life and in my personal life. But it was a major shift for me in my business and actually helped me get things started and get things moving. And you know what? If you want to get onto the path to success, the first part of it is actually getting started. The second shift that I made was that I stopped thinking about my business as a side hustle and I started to get serious about it and view it in a serious way. If you view your business as a side hustle, then really that's all it's going to be. It's just kind of going to be a way to make a little bit of extra cash. It's almost going to be like more of a hobby than an actual real business. And being a personal stylist, whether you're doing it just a few hours a week or you're doing it full time, it is a real business and you are an entrepreneur and you are a business person. So you really have to view it that way. If you want to quit your 9 to 5 and be a full-time successful stylist, then you need to start approaching your business as if it's already your full-time job. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to work full-time hours. After all, if you are still working your 9 to 5, you don't want to burn out. And when I started my business, I was working a very high level, high pressure corporate job that took a lot of my time and took a lot of my energy and left me with little time and energy for growing my business. But when I made that shift in my mind to actually just view my personal styling as a real business, it started to make a difference. It's all about taking a strategic approach to your business. I created a plan. I started showing up consistently. And that doesn't mean I started showing up every single day. It meant that I created a schedule. I created a plan for my business and I stuck to that plan and I did it consistently. And I started acting like the CEO of my business because you know what? That's exactly what I was. And that's exactly what you are. So if you still view your personal styling business as a side hustle, this is an important mindset shift that you're probably going to want to make so that you can move your business and grow it into a success. The third thing I stopped doing was I stopped taking things personally. Okay. When people unsubscribed from my newsletter, I took it so personally. It was like I was having some kind of breakup and I wanted to know why and why did they not like, the email that I sent out? What did I say? What did I do when I created what I thought was an incredible social media post? And then hardly anybody liked it. I took that personally too, and I couldn't understand it. And I needed some kind of like closure when I jumped on a discovery call that seemed to go really, really well. But then I got ghosted by the person, never heard from them again. I used to take that personally, like it was being broken up with. It can be so hard to separate your personal emotions from your business, especially when your business like means so much to you because you're putting in so much effort and so much time, and you are so committed to actually growing it and wanting it to be a success. But the truth is that you really have to if you want to be successful and to keep your sanity. Once I began to realize that someone unsubscribing was not because of my work or that my offerings were bad, they simply weren't the right things for that particular person. Or when the discovery call didn't actually turn into a paying client, it wasn't because of something I did. They just weren't the right client for me. Don't take rejection personally in business, okay? Just as in relationships, there's plenty of more clients in the sea, and there are the right clients out there for you that are going to respond in the right way to the things that you are putting out there, whether it be your emails, whether it be your social media. It's going to resonate, it's going to connect. Those are your right clients. So try not to take things personally for your own sanity, if nothing else. So don't take it personally at all. The next thing is that I stopped seeing and looking at other stylists as my competition. Now, as a competitive person by nature that will do anything they can to win a family board game at Christmas, this was another hard one for me, but it was an important shift that I really needed to make. When you see other stylists as competitors, you spend so much time focusing on what they're doing and you're analyzing their every move. And you're looking at what are they doing? What services are they offering? How are they posting? How are they connecting with other people? And you spend all this time that you really don't have the time to focus on your own business and what you need to be doing. And it also made me, when I used to do this, it also made me feel like a failure when I would see other stylists be really successful, see their businesses thrive, and mine was at a standstill. And so it really pulled me down and it didn't motivate me at all. It really brought me to a standstill and put me in a very negative mindset. So if you start to feel yourself being triggered by somebody else's success, which is completely normal, it's time to stop looking and maybe just mute those accounts, unfollow those accounts so that you don't trigger you anymore and you can refocus and shift your mindset. And the truth is, it really doesn't matter what other stylists are doing. And when you learn this, it is so freeing for you. You are unique and your business should be unique, which is the thing that is going to attract the right clients. So instead of focusing on what other stylists are doing, what seems to work for them, use your time to build your business and focus on your uniqueness and what you have to offer and forget about the rest. Now, I'm not saying you can't follow other stylists. It's a good community. We do like to support each other, and that's a good thing. And sometimes seeing someone else's success can be a motivating factor, but it's about recognizing in yourself when that is having a negative impact on you and your mindset and your ability to grow your business. When I recognized that and stopped the focus and stopped seeing other stylists as competition, and then I was able to make that shift and start growing my business some more. So very important to do. Then finally, well, I mean, this is, obviously this is not a comprehensive list and there were a lot of other shifts, but these were the main ones. And this is number 5. I started to believe in myself. Now, this is a hard one. And it is one that I continue to work on each day. There are still days when I might be tired, in a bad mood, and something doesn't go right. And I feel that imposter syndrome kick into high gear. It happened a couple of weeks ago, and I have 2 very successful businesses, and it still happens. I still have to work on this day in, day out, even after achieving some pretty amazing things that I'm so grateful for in my career. I still get imposter syndrome, and there are days when I don't believe that I have what it takes to get to that next level. Finding ways to remove the self-doubt is definitely not easy. And especially when you're just getting started and you might not have any clients that can reinforce in your mind that you are a success and that you are on the right path, and help remove that self-doubt. A strategy that really helped me and something that I continue to use today is that I set small goals. And I do this because then I can actually see my progress and I can see it on a regular basis. And I can celebrate each of those little steps that I take on the way to achieving a bigger goal. I celebrate every single visitor to my website, celebrate every email inquiry. Because you know what? I've made that happen. The effort, the work that I have put in has made that happen. And even if they don't turn into new clients or new students, it still shows me that I am making steps in the right directions. That was a strategy that really helped me in the beginning, continues to help me even after growing 2 successful businesses. So it might be a strategy that works for you. It might not be, but it's all about working on it. Okay. Working on your mindset day in, day out, and really trying to remove that self-doubt, believing in yourself. For some people, working with motivational coaches, reading, autobiographies of successful people. There's so many different ways you can go about it, but it is a shift that you have to make. So those were my 5. Those were the big 5 that I really, as I look back and I recognize that by making those shifts, my business started to really benefit and really started to grow. So now it's your turn. It is time for you to delve into your current mindset when it comes to your personal styling or your image consultant business. I want you to take the time to figure out what shifts you need to make and start trying different strategies to help you make that shift. Whatever you do, just make sure that you add in mindset strategies to your daily to-do list and that you are continually working on it because it is something that you're going to need to do. Because I tell you what, Oprah, Michael Jordan, they were definitely not lying about how important mindset is when it comes to success in life and definitely success in business. That's the episode for today. I hope this was helpful and I hope this resonated with you in some way and that you are going to start delving into your own mindset and making those shifts so that you can really get your business on the path to success. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you found this helpful or any of my other episodes really helpful, I'd love it so much if you could just go leave me a review, give me 5 stars, because then other stylists can actually find this podcast and get my help too. So thank you so much for tuning in once again, and I will catch you on the next episode. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Business of Style podcast, then don't forget to hit subscribe so you'll be notified when a new episode is available. And of course, if you're looking for additional training and resources to help you in your career as a personal stylist, then be sure to visit my website, styleacademyintl.com.